Two teams, two coaches, each with distinctly different styles. The defending AFC champion Steelers make no secret of their intentions. They come right at you with or without the ball. Pittsburgh's in-your-face style mirrors Bill Cowher's coaching intensity.
Good job, baby.
New England's formula for success involves going to the air early and often. Having one of the NFL's most prolific passing attacks belies Bill Parcells' conservative reputation, but the results have been to his liking. Two teams, two coaches, one common goal, moving one step closer to the Super Bowl. Capacity crowd, better than 60,000 turning out in Foxborough, still immersed in fog, although it shows signs of lifting. This the first playoff game at home in New England since 1978, when the Patriots were beaten by the Houston Oilers. This afternoon, they are looking for a different outcome, as the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the New England Patriots, the winner, to face surprising Jacksonville in the AFC Championship game next Sunday. Today, a major test for Drew Bledsoe, who's had a career season but still must prove that he can win the big game. Linebacker Chad Brown and that superb Steeler defensive unit will be coming at Bledsoe right throughout the day. It figures to be a Pittsburgh Blitz festival. And we welcome you. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert, along with Randy Cross and Sam Weish. As we reported earlier on the pregame show, Jerome Bettis, despite that painful groin injury, will play. Although, Sam, he is still hurting. And I would think that means more of Cordell Stewart in the game plan today.
Well, Mike Tomczak will start at quarterback, but Cordell Stewart took more practice snaps at quarterback than he has all this year. My guess is, though, that Bill Cowher says it will be a feel thing. There's no real plan, but the less you see of Bettis, the more you're going to see of Cordell Stewart.
And make no mistake, it's not a quarterback controversy in this deal. Neither quarterback's really good enough at this point to execute the whole plan of coordinator Chan Gailey, so they need everybody doing their job at the quarterback position.
And, guys, the only other playoff appearance in the career of Drew Bledsoe 2 years ago against the Browns. Patriots lost to the Cleveland Browns, and Bledsoe threw a couple of key interceptions, killer interceptions in that second half.
Well, you know, it was only his second year in the league. Bill Parcells takes some of the responsibility for that. Put in a few wrinkles, maybe overloaded him a little bit. But Drew Bledsoe is a much more mature quarterback this year.
Wait a minute. Let's talk about the invisible men, the Patriots defense. This defense got hammered by Denver earlier in the year. Since then, this defense has really stepped up, specifically against the defending world champion Cowboys a few weeks ago. 5 times in the red zone. They pick one pass off, only 4 field goals, 12 points. That's the kind of performance they need today from the Patriots defense.
All right, this crowd is ready. Coming up, the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rod Woodson taking a private moment. He would love to get back to the Super Bowl. The winner today advancing to the AFC Championship game against Jacksonville.
This is Ford Escort. It's new and it's nifty. It's made for the smart, the intelligent thrifty. It's new out and in, has airbags for 2. Even anti-lock brakes are available. Ooh, the trunk, it is huge to hold tremendous treasure. And if your treasure is of stupendous measure, the rear seat folds down to let bigger things in, still leaving room for your next of kin's kin. It has all the whatsits and gidgets, to put it concisely, and Escort's right price should suit you quite nicely.
The golden age of small business has arrived, and with it, the Gold Corporate Optima card, new from American Express. It allows you to extend payments to manage your cash flow with a low introductory APR of 8.9% and a credit line of up to $20,000, all with no annual fee. It's the perfect match for today's small businesses. The Gold Corporate Optima card. Let American Express give you the power to do more.
Welcome back to New England. I'm Jim Gray. Well, I spoke to Jerome Bettis after the pregame warm-up. He told me he's only feeling about 70%. He's been getting treatment all morning. His groin is really bothering him. He is in significant pain. He told me that he told Bill Cowher that he wanted to play and is going to go ahead and give it a go. He doesn't know how effective he will be, and he doesn't think he'll be able to finish the game. Now, this scene right here is very reminiscent to the 1988 Fog Bowl game, the playoff game between the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Bears won that game, and the starting quarterback on that day is the same starter for the Steelers today, Mike Tomczak. For more on the Fog and to lead us out of it, here's Beasley Reese.
Thanks a lot, Jim. Now, they've got some experience on this sideline also with that game. Number 41, Keith Byers of the Patriots, was a member of the Philadelphia Eagles in that Fog Bowl. Now, I spoke to Ray Perkins, the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, right before this game started. He sits high up in the press box. He expressed some concern to me about his ability to see down and distance and maybe even recognize some defensive formations. So both of these teams will have to change the way they do business in the second coming of the Fog Bowl. Now, Marv Albert, upstairs to you.
All right, thank you very much, Beasley. About 3 hours ago, it was impossible to see the field. Patriots kicking it off. And it's taken by Mills. Ernie Mills going for 14 yards. Terry Ray on the tackle. And here comes Mike Tomczak. 13 of 21, 176 yards last week in the victory over the Indianapolis Colts. The offensive line anchored by Dermontti Dawson, who has made it to the Pro Bowl the last 5 years. They've been outstanding. Only Dallas has allowed fewer sacks. Jerome Bettis, despite the groin injury in there with Tim Lester, Johnson, Hastings, and Hayes are the receivers. Play action for Bettis, and Tomczak is able to complete for the first down. The tight end, Jonathan Hayes, on the reception. Ted Johnson with the tackle, but a penalty marker is thrown. The referee is Bernie Kukar, and it is against Pittsburgh.
Two men on the offense, moving up the baseline. 5-yard penalty still first down.
They had the flanker and the back moving at the same time. That's why I always went with a list, so that you could rehearse in your mind the very first few plays of the game, so you didn't make a mistake like that. Pre-snap mistakes was one of the things that Bill Cowher told us yesterday. Just wears him out, and they start the game with one.
He was telling us it gets him crazy, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have committed the second fewest number of penalties in the NFL. It's a first down and 15, and here is Bettis. So the Steelers testing Bettis early. Johnson and Collins combined to make the stop. And a look at that New England defensive unit, and they've come on recently. Collins, Wheeler, Sagapulatelli, McGinnis with 9.5 sacks. The linebacker Slade starting instead of Sabb. We'll see much of Dwayne Sabb. Ted Johnson leading the club in tackles. The secondary has played well recently. Law and Smith at the corners. Malloy and Clay are the safeties. A 2nd and 11. Just underway in foggy Foxborough. Off the draw, Bettis is smothered.
Well, with Jerome Bettis with that bad groin, you got to remember, when he goes to his right, he has a hard time coming back left. And the Patriots are doing a smart thing from the get-go here, guys. What they're doing is they're stunting up front, and they're blitzing with their linebackers. They are blitzing the Pittsburgh run.
Force him to cut. They started left, so at least he had to cut to the right. That'll be a little easier for him today.
Jerome Bettis sat out practice all week due to that groin pull. Worked it early this morning here at the stadium. Said he was ready. And Tomczak incomplete. Intended for Jaheen Arnold. Now here on the first series, Mike Tomczak going to a couple of unlikely receivers. The tight end Jonathan Hayes, who caught only 2 passes during the regular season, and Jaheen Arnold has been in the game plan in recent weeks.
And importantly, too, for the Patriots defense, watch the hit Tomczak takes at the end. That's Chris Slade, the linebacker, gets in there and puts a little pounding on the quarterback. That is what the Patriots defense needs.
Josh Miller back to punt, and it could be an adventure for the punt returners. Dave Meggett. is back at his 35 and able to handle it. Works his way to the 44-yard line. A 42-yard punt and a 5-yard return. Randy Fuller on the stop. So here are the Patriots to the offense for the first time. This is only his third lifetime appearance against Pittsburgh. Earlier we made mention of the 60 passes thrown last year in that 41-27 defeat. A look at the offensive line. Chris Armstrong, once again a Pro Bowler. Roberts, Willabah, Rucci, and Lane up front. The running backs, Curtis Martin making it to the Pro Bowl for the second straight year. Keith Byers, who will be so important in the blitz pickup, playing for the injured Sam Gash. And Bledsoe to put it up and goes deep on first down. Terry Glenn sets up a first and goal on a 52-yard hookup. They go right at Rod Woodson.
Play-action fake, and they're going to throw the ball deep before Pittsburgh has a chance to do any zone blitzing. Gets the ball off quick. Terry Glenn, with his speed down the sideline, just outruns the coverage.
And Sam, they came out in the 3-4 defense. There was no blitz, and there was no pressure on Bledsoe. You better get in that big guy's face, or he is going to kill you with this young receiver out of Ohio State.
And Bledsoe had been saying throughout the week that Woodson gambles, and they would look to go at him. All right, first and goal. Here's Curtis Martin, touchdown. Well, Curtis Martin, who ran for 17 touchdowns during the regular season, a New England franchise record, able to cap off a 2-play drive.
Well, from the Steelers' perspective, the wrong offensive line comes out doing their job early. Good pass protection on the first play, Sam, and they just drilled them on that run.
Hey, Todd Rucci, Max Lane, and then William Roberts pulling up in the hole. Easy touchdown run that time for Curtis Martin.
And this is Adam Vinatieri. 7-0 New England. A 53-yard completion from Bledsoe to Glenn to get it going. That's the longest completion from Bledsoe ever to a wide receiver.
Precious Hotline, what's your problem?
We're stuck with skunky beer.
So it's not Budweiser?
No.
Remain calm, sir. We're on our way.
Next time, look for this.
New Born on Dating from Budweiser, because fresh beer tastes better.
Precious Hotline.
Could we order some Chinese?
It's about time. And finding faster ways to take new ideas from drawing board to reality. It's about the search for methods to make machinery last longer. Or make a long drive seem shorter. It's about making time to look beyond the obvious. And most of all, about taking time to listen. All things change through time. Cars, trucks, and a company.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you, fresh beer tastes better. By the new Dodge, it's about change. By Pizza Hut, making it great again and again. And by American Express. Help support the American Express Charge Against Hunger program.
3 minutes and 2 seconds in, and Drew Bledsoe has led the Patriots in 2 plays to a touchdown against the team that allows only 16 points per game. A muff by Arnold, picked up by Mills. And Mills is well covered. The Steelers come in as the AFC's best team defensively.
Now look at the vanilla defense up front. Look at the front seven. You rarely see the Pittsburgh Steelers in that position. Are they getting pressure? Not even near it. They step right up to the throw, right easy to Glenn.
this touchdown. Now watch, Roberts right here is going to pull to the right. The tight end blocks down. Wide open hole for 3 or 4 yards.
And Curtis Martin has scored a touchdown in his last 14 games in each of the last 14 here in Foxborough. Steelers start out from their 19-yard line. Bettis driven back. Mark Wheeler, the left defensive tackle, leading that charge. A man who certainly has had experience under foggy conditions, as mentioned earlier, Jim Gray. Let's go to Jim.
All right, thank you, Marv. Well, Bernie Kukard, after the touchdown, went over to both benches and informed both coaches and the quarterbacks that if they could not see the 25 or 40-second clock, that they should look over to the head linesman, and with 10 seconds left, he will lift his hand so as to know when the play clock was winding down. Marv?
All right, thanks, Jim. 2nd down and 10 for the Steelers. Tomczak with the time and completes to the tight end, Kurt Botkin, who was tackled by Chris Slade. Kurt Botkin, a man who spent some time with both New England and New Orleans and has become more of a factor in recent weeks in the passing game.
He's more of the receiver tight end for them. They'll play John Farquhar as well, but he's more of the blocker, and you can see why he's a receiver. Not only does he catch well, but he's got good speed down the field.
And Bill Cowher was very honest with us last night. He said, hey, look, we found this guy. We brought him in here really to long snap, not to catch balls. We found out he's pretty fast.
And Cordell Stewart has checked in for the first time. He has often used in short yardage situations, although it was told to us last night as Stewart calls for time that he may also be used in ordinary quarterback type scenarios. Timeout taken. We'll be right back.
It has the most powerful gas and diesel engines of any full-size pickup. It has the most available payload and towing. It has the roomiest cab of all, and better resale value than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. It's the truck that wrote a whole new rule book, now available in a leather-bound edition. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
Pizza Hut employee memo number 3. Subject, pricing. Okay, we want to take a few minutes to take you through our pricing plan for our new pepperoni pizza. Everyone got their calculators? Good. Throw them out. Every medium pepperoni, $7.99. Every large pepperoni, $9.99. Okay, pop quiz. How much?
$7.99.
How much?
$9.99.
And what was that for?
Pepperoni. Pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
I tell you, this is a good start to making it great.
American Express. How can I help you?
Mr. Carter, I have you booked on the next flight to Taipei.
Confirmed on that flight to New York.
If they were American Express traveler's checks, there'll be no problem.
That's no problem.
I'll have your medicine sent to your hotel right away.
Right now, you have just over 2,000 membership rewards points.
Maybe you'd like to speak to one of our financial advisors.
Financial advisors?
Talk to me about where you want to be when you retire.
I reserved 4 seats. Would there be anything else?
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more.
They are going to the Super Bowl. You better believe it, baby. Yeah!
This is the NFL on NBC.
Back in Foxborough as we resume with the 3rd down and 1. Jerome Bettis to the sideline, and the Steelers now going with the running back combination of Tim Lester. He's the fullback, and John Whitman, number 38, a rookie from Penn State, 3rd-round draft pick. The coaches pleasantly surprised with Whitman as a runner and receiver, and got into it last week against the Indianapolis Colts. Played well. 3rd and 1. Cordell Stewart off the roll. Couldn't find the opening, and he's stopped for a loss by Todd Collins.
And Marv, this is exactly what the Patriots talked about the other day. We've seen options in college. You've got to cut off the lead guy, and then you've got to attack the quarterback. Don't let him stand there free. The Colts had a hard time handling this, and they attacked the quarterback.
You saw Willie Clay making sure he couldn't go outside. Todd Collins coming inside out. There was nowhere to go there.
Josh Miller punting from his 11. Dave Meggett is back. And here's Meggett to the 35, to the 40-yard line. Brett McAvee, the captain of the Steelers special teams, on the tackle. 46-yard punt and 11-yard return. And there is Todd Collins, who made that last tackle on Cordell Stewart. He's been starting for Monty Brown, out for the season with an Achilles tendon injury.
Well, perfect. Just like Sam said, you see Collins, you see Clay. I mean, that is how you defense the option.
And if you notice, Todd Collins was just skating along the line of scrimmage with his shoulders squared. No way to cut back either.
And it's something Stewart's not used to seeing.
5 minutes gone by in the first. Play action. Bledsoe able to rifle it and complete. Terry Glenn with his second reception. This one for 12. A tackle by Rod Woodson. Look at the Steeler defensive unit up front. Bill Johnson for the injured Brenton Buckner. Joel Steed, Kevin Henry. The linebackers have played well. Gilden, Pro Bowler Kirkland, Olszewski. Chad Brown making it to the Pro Bowl for the first time. And in the secondary, Woodson and Williams. At the corners, and Lake and Perry are the safeties. And a first down for New England. Bledsoe. This time short range. Curtis Martin to the sideline and bumped out inside the 40. Picked up 7. Jason Gilden on the coverage.
Randy, I'm a little surprised at the defensive strategy of Pittsburgh early in this ballgame. Again, no blitz, just there are 4 people up front giving a little bit of pressure, but nothing behind that causing any trouble for Bledsoe.
Well, what you expect to see out of the Pittsburgh defense is swagger and pressure. And you're not seeing either of them out of that defense. That's exactly what Parcells wants.
Bledsoe 3 of 3 for 71 yards. Curtis Martin has the first down and more. Lavon Kirkland and Jason Gilden making the stop on Martin.
Well, watch what happens just inside the guard area here, and then the cutback. If you want to get a swagger out of a defense, especially a physical defense, go at their heart. Hit them in the belly. Give them a body shot.
Only thing they didn't do there was cut off the backside. Jason Gilden there to make the saving tackle.
Curtis Martin, a native of Pittsburgh. 120-yard game last December in his only appearance against the team that he followed as a kid. Bledsoe getting the time. Keith fires. Picks up a blocker. Keith fires, able to run it in. 34 yards. And the Patriots off to a 13-0 lead.
And this is the screen play. After talking to a lot of the players, we had an idea that they favored this one coming into this ball game. Good setup, looks down the field to hold everybody off. Keith fires an excellent receiver, and the screen to the right is good for a touchdown right off the bat in the first quarter.
Guys, 3 weeks ago, they ran a lot of those against the Cowboys because they were anticipating blitz and pressure. You saw Bledsoe. He almost had to oversell his drop because there was no pressure on the quarterback.
Well, Bill Parcells telling us the other day after practice that he has 5 or 6 screen plays prepared for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Adam Vinatieri makes it 14-0 New England. Usually they go with 2 or 3 screens, but he said he'd have a little twist for the Steelers, and this is what he was talking about. Fires for 34 yards on the touchdown.
Which pickup, do you suppose, has the most powerful gasoline engine, the most powerful diesel, the most cab room, the most available towing, the most available payload, better resale value than Ford, Chevy, or GMC? If you guessed Dodge Ram, you hit it right on the nose. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
A company most people never heard of is changing the way we fight cancer and kidney failure by inducing the body to produce blood cells. Chemotherapy and anemia patients are gaining new strength. Helping to grow blood cells helped Amgen become the world's largest independent biotech company. Where do you learn about companies with such pioneering spirit? Exactly. NASDAQ.com.
She won back-to-back U.S. Open titles in amazing fashion. Now, Annika Sorenstam headlines the LPGA Chrysler Plymouth Tournament of Champions next weekend on NBC.
The New England Patriots have had 6 plays offensively, and they already have 14 points. We still have 7:55 remaining in this first quarter as Adam Vinatieri gets set to kick it off to Ernie Mills and Jaheen Arnold. This is Mills out across the 25-yard line again. Excellent coverage by the Patriots, led by backup running back Mario Greer. There you see those 2 possessions. The long pass, the 53-yarder to Glenn, set up the first. And here's a look at the second.
Second touchdown was a screen play. The linebackers dropped straight back into coverage. The offensive linemen now are going to break out here in just a minute. The quarterback has to sell one thing. He's got to make sure that he looks straight down the field and then lays the ball off. The linebackers are so deep that the line has a chance to get the angle.
And some great blocks downfield on that safety and the corner.
Pittsburgh starting out from the 26-yard line, putting the pressure on, and the pass intended for Charles Johnson. Chris Slade coming strong on Mike Tomczak. Keith Byers congratulated by head coach Bill Parcells, executing that screen for the touchdown.
And Marv, on that last play, you mentioned it. Tomczak got a facial massage from Slade. The second time they're getting the shots on Tomczak. Remember, this is not a great passing Pittsburgh team.
2nd and 10. Back to the ground. Jerome Bettis found an opening, could not accelerate. Willie McGinnis was right there to cut him off.
Chris Slade came almost untouched, much like the Pittsburgh Steelers were doing last week. But right here, you see him coming in there. He's all the way around the corner. Kurt Botkin didn't lay a hand on him.
And this Steeler team really needs Jerome Bettis. He's one play away from being out with that bad groin. In fact, I don't know if he's going to get hurt worse by running or getting somebody grabbing the leg and making a wish.
Randy, in fact, Bettis is on the sideline now, replaced by Fred McAbee. Tomczak in trouble and running for the first down, able to slide his way out near the 45-yard line. That's an advance of 12, met by Chris Slade.
Chris Slade came to play today, guys. I mean, here's a guy that's been alternating back and forth with Saab there at outside linebacker. He gets the start and comes all the way from the left side of the screen, gets driven around, and then chases it down from behind.
Justice Strelzik tried to cut him that time. That's fine, except you better throw the ball on time if you're going to have your tackles cutting the defensive pass rush.
Johnson left, Hastings right, Bettis, and he's stopped behind the line by Todd Collins. Patriots doing a terrific job here in the early going against Jerome Bettis.
And guess where it comes from, Marv? Chris Slade absolutely blows up the attempted lead block on that play. I mean, this is a nice play. You talk about how do you do it with your shoulder position. Outside shoulder blows right through Lester. I mean, that is football.
You've got to force Bettis to have to make quick cuts in the backfield if you want to wear that injury out, take him out of the ball game.
2nd and 9. Just under 6 minutes remaining, first quarter. And a flag is thrown as Tomczak throws it away.
That's thrown where they throw holding penalties. The referee threw it from the offensive right side.
Yeah, right. Always picking on the poor linemen, even coaches, huh?
Holding. Number 68 on the offense. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
That's the right guard, Brendan Stye, 3rd-round draft pick last year out of Nebraska.
You like those double circles?
That's
I
good.
kind of like this toy.
See, we've got 2 telestrators up here, and if I move faster, I get the first circle.
2 telestrators and 1 tackle. Brendan Stye. That's a good tackle.
And I must point out, at this stretch of the broadcast, Randy's showing more quickness, Sam.
Okay.
be a 3rd down and 9. They wanted to reset the play clock. Patriots with a 14-0 lead on the Steelers. Oh, Tomczak got popped. He was walloped. The pass intended for Charles Johnson.
Right up here, you're going to see the blitz coming up in the corner today. It's going to be a little stunt. He comes back inside. Nobody gets to him. They're one man short, blocking to the left side.
Yeah, McAfee had to make a decision. He saw 2 bodies, and he got the first one that came to him.
Jerome Henderson, who's played very well as of late, able to get to Mike Tomczak, and another punt by Miller. Back comes Meggett. A short return, 47-yard punt by Josh Miller. We have 5:22 remaining in this first quarter. As you take a look at Mike Tomczak getting walloped from behind by Jerome Henderson. We'll be right back.
Hey, that's great. But who are the chefs?
Not going anywhere for a while?
Great googly moogly.
Grab a Snickers.
You spell it.
Yeah.
On February 7th, get ready for the ultimate blast. Come on! Dante's Peak. This film is not yet rated. Starts Friday, February 7th.
Let's get real. Brakes stop your wheels, but tires stop your car. Goodyear AquaTread 2 has a deeper, wider aqua channel than the original AquaTread to sweep water away for outstanding wet traction. AquaTread, only from Goodyear.
Oh my God, look at all this money.
Full House's Lori Loughlin has grown up, and she's taking down every bank in Chicago in the Line of Duty NBC tonight.
Back in Foxborough, the last time that Drew Bledsoe and this particular group of Patriots were in a playoff was back in Cleveland, '94. Bledsoe with only 21 of 50, intercepted 3 times. This one picked off by Pepper Johnson. Fourth quarter, Patriots pulled within 7 and recovered this onside kick, but came up short. The drive stalled with Bledsoe's 4th consecutive incomplete pass. Bill Parcells' first trip to the playoffs with the Patriots, the opposing coach for the Cleveland Browns, Bill Belichick, who is now an assistant coach on the staff of Bill Parcells. Bledsoe with the impressive numbers here at the start. The shoestring catch by Myers, tackled by the free safety Darren Perry. The last time the Patriots hosted the Steelers was back in 1979, the last time Pittsburgh was here in Foxborough, and at the time Drew Bledsoe was 7 years old. Sam was only 12.
I was 12, going on 13, which okay, him today.
Well, a 7-year-old could stand back and throw the ball against this defense if they're not going to get in his face, and Bledsoe stepping into every throw.
It is a 2nd down and 2. Here's Curtis Martin, short of the first down. Joel Steed, the nose tackle, and the strong safety Carnell Lake combined to make the stop.
So that was a good play by the Pittsburgh defense, but we're kind of seeing a reversal of the roles. The Pittsburgh defense is what we've been talking about, what everybody's been talking about, and they're certainly very good, but the Patriot defense is outplaying them today.
Yeah, it's like I said at the opening of the game. Don't forget the invisible men. Dick LeBeau there, the coordinator for the Steelers, and his crew have gotten a huge amount of credit. But, you know, nobody talks about Al Groh's guys, and they're doing a heck of a job so far.
3rd and 1. Flags come flying. Martin has the first down and some additional yardage. Carnell Lake, the strong safety, on the stop. And let's check out the flag. Does it seem a bit louder here than normal? I know they have pumped up the sound system, but right from the start.
Offside on the defense, number 92. The penalty is declined. First down.
Well, that is Jason Gilden, the outside linebacker. Now, wait a second, perhaps. fog in the area has something to do with the sound system.
It's an acoustical, you know, it's a fog lid, Marv. And what you don't want to do, remember, Sam, you talked about it, pre-snap mistakes. Another pre-snap mistake.
Well, Bill Cowher can't stand him, and he's already getting a taste of it.
First down at the 44-yard line. Short set by Bledsoe, and again completes. Ben Coates, who had 62 receptions during the regular season, is able to make that catch, met by Levon Kirkland, along with Rod Woodson and Carnell Lake. The question is, can Kirkland, a linebacker, cover a tight end like Coates as he did last week against Ken Dilger of the Colts?
Marv, not if Bledsoe gets that kind of protection. I mean, this defense came in here looking like an attack dog, Sam, and right now they look like poodles. They are not attacking.
They're very passive so far in this ballgame.
Just under 3 left. First quarter, Patriots 14, and the Steelers nothing. Again, penalty markers. Curtis Martin stopped at the line.
I think Carnell Lake was trying to fake the blitz and just stepped into the neutral zone.
Offside, number 37 on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty resulting in the first down.
And that's one of the things Bill Cowher knows. When you're trying to get that attack mentality going, you're going to get a defensive back trying to time the blitz. Last week, Carnell Lake was not called when he was offsides against the Colts. That time he jumps a little too early.
Good point.
Wow, high praise from Sam.
That's as high as I go.
I haven't heard that all season for anyone. And Coates with a short pickup met by Gilden. That penalty a moment ago against Pittsburgh, the second accepted. There were 2 declines, so already 4 have been assessed, and Pittsburgh, as I mentioned earlier, second in the NFL in fewest penalties, 84. Only Indianapolis committed fewer penalties, so you know he is very upset about that.
And an obscure stat, though, Marv, the Patriots, their opponents have had more penalties called on them than any other team in the league. I mean, it's not something everybody keeps track of, but it's true.
Second down and 8 at the 41-yard line, and Curtis Martin gets to the 38, met by Darren Perry, and the Patriots mixing up the plays so effectively here at the start.
Well, they finally brought somebody. Jerry Osowski comes right in the middle. You see him right here, blitz. And they're going to give a little bit of pressure, adding, and also coming from the top of the screen as well, Jason Gilden. But still some good yardage. The offensive line is just outplaying the defensive.
What they're doing up front is they're finishing their blocks. That play was William Roberts and Byers at the fullback position, finished off the defenders.
Third down and 5 at the 38. And Bledsoe's pass incomplete. That is his first incompletion. 7 of 8. 124 yards for Bledsoe here at the start.
But once again, that was a coverage type situation, but he was not getting the pressure. Drew Bledsoe was throwing those fall away jumpers against the blitz earlier this year. Right now he's just standing up there tall and stepping at it.
And here's Tom Tupa, who has had an outstanding season. Jaheen Arnold is back and lets it carry, and it ended up in the end zone, and that upset Ray Lucas, who was trying to down it. 38-yard punt by Tupa. Well, tonight here on NBC, In the Line of Duty, Blaze of Glory, an NBC World premiere movie. They look like the perfect couple, but they are wanted by the FBI. It's Lori Loughlin from Full House, as you've never seen her before. In the Line of Duty, Blaze of Glory. That's tonight here on NBC. Marv Albert with Sam Weish and Randy Cross. Divisional playoff between the Steelers and the Patriots. The winner to face the Jacksonville Jaguars, who pulled off the shocker yesterday in Denver. This is Jerome Bettis. So they keep trying with Bettis. Has not been able to get much going. He is 6 carries, 16 yards. Picked up 4 on that play. It'll be a second down and 6 at the 24-yard line.
You know, it's 14-0. It's too early to be in a panic situation, but if the feel or the gut feeling by Bill Cowher is how he makes that quarterback change, he's got to be sensing something maybe on the horizon here.
Well, is Mike Tomczak, is he capable of bringing a club from 14 points down? Bettis once again gets the call.
Honestly, Marv, as a passer, he's the passer they have. The guy that's going to do it with the pass is Mike Tomczak. Cordell Stewart brings a lot to the game. Remember, I told you at the beginning of the game, neither guy is a total package. But the part of the package Tomczak brings is he knows the passing game. He knows pass defense.
They've won a lot of football games with both those quarterbacks. They're still in this thing. It's just that they're going to have to make something happen here to get themselves going again.
This first quarter rolling down. When we resume, it'll be a 3rd and 3 for the Steelers from their 27. A burst by the Patriots. They lead the Steelers 14-0 after 1.
Your daughter has an American Express student card. She'll be able to get great deals on flights home.
It gives you more choices.
With that card, you can extend the payment. It's very flexible.
You're going to get a reward point for every dollar you spend.
Our senior member card has a lower fee.
It gives you some more options.
I'm sure we've got a card that'll work for you.
Whoever you are, American Express helps you do more.
Give me a large fry, supersize.
I got it. I got it.
It's time to pick the 97 NBA All-Star team.
Anything the kid wants.
And you can vote for your favorite players.
I love that haircut, man.
Where they serve America's favorite fries, McDonald's. Vote today.
It's your world, baby.
It is a test, not just of strength, but of the power of the mind. And if you complete the journey, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Give me a large fry, supersize.
I got it. I got it.
It's time to pick the 97 NBA All-Star team.
Anything the kid wants.
And you can vote for your favorite players.
I love that haircut, man.
Where they serve America's favorite fries, McDonald's. Vote today.
It's your world, baby.
Welcome back to Foxborough. You can see the fog has lifted slightly about 2 hours ago. From our broadcast vantage point, it was impossible to see the field. In fact, we had to turn Sam around. He was looking in the wrong direction, and it was very embarrassing.
And the sad thing is he was commenting on the view.
Yes. Well, the worst part was that's the second week in a row it happened. There was no fog last week.
New England 14-0 over Pittsburgh. 3rd down and 3 from the 27 as the second quarter gets underway. And here is Fred McAfee getting to the outside and has a first down. The Pittsburgh Steelers' best rally this season. The biggest deficit they were able to come back from was an 11-point margin against the Miami Dolphins. They were down 14-3 and were able to successfully come back. They're down here by 14.
Well, this is a team built with power in mind, not built with speed and comeback in mind.
And a first down at the 31-yard line. Here's Bettis, and again he is stopped. Short pickup by Bettis.
You know, the difference between the two teams are that the Patriots are able to come from behind. They were down 22-0 to the Giants, 21-0, I think, to the New York Jets, and they can come from behind. The Steelers, on the other hand, are exactly what you said. They'd rather pound you. They want Jerome Bettis to get that look in the defensive eyes that here he comes again.
2nd down and 8 at the 33. Tomczak to the sideline, almost intercepted. It was intended for Charles Johnson. And Otis Smith had a crack at it. Otis Smith has taken over as the starter right corner for Ricky Reynolds and has played very well.
Almost deja vu all over again here in the flat. Last week, Tomczak threw one out there that was returned for a touchdown by Eugene Daniel, and he got a great break on it.
Tomczak 1 of 6, only 9 yards. Looking at a 3rd down and 8. Diving catch made on a floater. Andre Hastings, but well short of the first down. Scooter Magruder on the tackle, and again the punting unit will check in. This is a Pittsburgh team that opened the season losing at Jacksonville. And they lost Greg Lloyd for the season of that game. Things looked very bleak, but they turned it by winning 5 straight, 7 of the next 8. They went to 9-3, but then dropped 3 of their final 4 games to finish at 10-6, a game behind New England in the conference race. And it's a fake. McAbee on the fake punt and has the first down.
And Sam, you know why you do that? You know why you can do that at 14-zip in your own territory? Because of the playoff experience and the confidence Bill Cowher has in his football players.
No question about it. Everybody just blocks down. It's a direct snap to the up back, and everybody on the defensive side of the ball, the return side of the ball, is looking past him. They actually don't even see the exchange.
Well, they had this ready last week for the Colts. Didn't get the right look. Got it today, and it's more guts than it is look, though.
And McAbee picked up 10 yards. First down at the 47. Bettis able to shake tacklers for the first time and has a first down. That's his longest run. Picked up 13 on that play.
You know, that time Bettis started the right and had to cut back to the left. That's the toughest move he's got to make, cutting to his left. It's his right growing area, so he's got to pull that right leg over the left like that. Not a full, you can see he drags it a little bit, but he's getting the job done.
Yeah, I'm not going to step in front of him.
Nope, he's playing with a lot of pain, man.
Well, I tell you, I wouldn't want any part of that guy.
And a first down at the 42. Tomczak is taken down. First sack of the day for the Patriots. Combination of Mike Jones and Chad Eaton getting to the quarterback.
And they're doing it the Pittsburgh way. They're blitzing and they're stunning up front. Bill Cowher is watching a little bit of his own medicine being put on his own offense.
What you get, I think Chris Slade, too, has made a big difference in this one. He's in for Dwayne Saab for this ball game. He's going to play most of it. This is one of the wrinkles that Bill Parcells said he was going to do during the game.
And this is an offensive line that has allowed very few sacks. Only Dallas has given up less. Tomczak taken down again. Successive sacks. Jones involved, number 96. And Chris Slade also getting to the pocket.
You know, at the very end of this play, watch how many of the Pittsburgh offensive linemen are standing and watching the sack take place. Now, the linemen are setting up in their pass protection. Now, watch right at the end. You see all these guys down here in the bottom of the screen that were just turning. Their arms are down by the side. When I see a lineman with his arms by his side, the play is over for him.
But right now, the Steelers are being out-Steelered.
Third down and 25, back at the 43. Out of the shotgun. It is completed. Jaheen Arnold. Ball may have been knocked loose, but Otis Smith on the tackle, and Arnold able to hold on. It's an 11-yard pickup and well short of a first down.
You know, yesterday, Bill Parcells told us that he thought the toughest way to win, or the toughest place to win, was on the road in the playoffs against a good team. And obviously, they're all good teams in the playoffs. And that's what Pittsburgh has run into right now. A fired-up football team, a fired-up stadium, a good football team on the road, and they're having their problems.
But, Sam, a team that was 3-5 this year on the road. Not as effective away from Three Rivers.
Fourth punt of the day, Josh Miller taking that high snap. Dave Meggett from his 10, 15, out across the 20-yard line. 36-yard punt, 11-yard return. 10 minutes to go in this first half. 14-0 New England.
Var det en fet jul, eller? Men hvordan skal vi bruke nettet for at det skal bli enda lettere i 97?
Hva med å legge hele gavekatalogen online?
Så kan barna e-maile ønskelistene sine rett til websiten vår. IBM har sagt at med Lotus Domino-weben kan vi kjøre hele opplegget fra hvor som helst. Hvor som helst? Hvor som helst. Bruk solkrem. Du er rød på nesa.
It's our opinion at Acura that a luxury car should be quiet. It should cradle its occupants in astonishingly soft leather and burled walnut. And with a 3.5-liter power plant, it should be anything but a Sunday drive in the park. Introducing the Acura RL, the new flagship from Acura.
Good. Good.
Wise.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. The change is forever. By IBM, solutions for a small planet. By Acura, who invites you to test drive the new flagship of Acura, the RL. And by UPS, the official package delivery company of the NFL.
Well, this is only the second playoff game the Patriots have ever hosted. The only other playoff game played in New England back in 1978. Patriots losing to Houston. The Oilers advancing to the AFC Championship game. Curtis Martin able to break a tackle. Curtis Martin inside the 30, inside the 15. Touchdown. Yards for the native of Pittsburgh who grew up rooting for the Steelers. Curtis Martin extends to a 20-0 lead for the Patriots.
We talked about offensive linemen standing around and watching on the last Pittsburgh offensive play. Watch this offensive line stick on blocks. The blue shirts are on the white shirts, and the white shirts are groping.
I'll tell you what, they have lost Sam Gash for the season. He's usually that lead blocker that's one-on-one on the linebacker to break those kind of runs. This is a great job of coaching, of getting the team and adjusting to the players they now have.
So 9:55 remaining in the first half. And it's now New England with a commanding 21-0 lead on Pittsburgh.
Honda presents Great Drives. In Week 10, the Eagles were trailing Dallas just before halftime. How did the Birds change the game's momentum? Stay tuned.
See, Bob, was that your daughter on hard copy last night?
Hey, Bob, they ever find your gold card?
Hey, Bob, I hear your neighbor's suing you.
Bob, your computer crashed.
Hi, Bob. Heard about your root canal. Bummer.
Woo! Looks like you're stepping something, Chief.
Life gotten a little crazy? Try the simple sanity of an Accord sedan. From Honda.
Thanks to the leadership of Ty Detmer, the running of Ricky Waters in the hands of Mark Say, the Eagles stole a halftime lead and eventually the game.
Detmer on a quarterback draw is in for the touchdown.
I was moving so slow I had time to put moves on.
People call you guys bunny spotters.
Bunny spotters. I think that it trivializes what we do. It's much larger than that.
To watch somebody see it for the first time.
Whoa. I feel very fortunate to be here because, when we're all gone, I'm still going to be out there.
How to speak Australian. Locksmith. Beer. Foster's Australian for beer.
Okay, who throws the best bachelor party in Chicago?
The Kolchak brothers.
And why are critics calling Chicago Suns impressive?
Stripper. You're late. The party's over. Well, I've already been paid. I can dance for you three.
See for yourself. Chicago Suns premieres NBC Wednesday.
Let me do the... Well, the New England Patriots close the regular season as one of the hot teams in the NFL, winning 8 of the last 10, and they're on fire here in the first half. Ernie Mills and Shaheen Arnold are back for the kick from Adam Vinatieri. This is Mills. Once again, terrific coverage by the Patriots, led by Larry Wiggum.
First of all, look at the coordination between Max Lane and Todd Rucci. Lane down, Rucci around.
And after this play starts, now watch Joel Steed, the nose tackle right there. He's going to just overrun the play. Just gets by Levon Kirkland, makes the last guy miss, and now it's a foot race. That's a pretty football play.
Well, Martin, 6 rushes, 103 yards, his second touchdown of the half. Cordell Stewart is back at quarterback. And this is not a short yardage situation. Jerome Bettis reaching out to the 30-yard line. Met by Chad Eaton. Well, Greg Lloyd, who was sidelined for the year in the opening Steeler game against Jacksonville, trying to get the defense fired up. We talked about that last night with Chad Brown asking about Lloyd's presence on the sideline. Chad said, well, we kind of listen, but keep in mind, he hasn't looked at any game film all week. In effect, it is strictly from a motivational point of view on the part of Greg Lloyd. Bettis. And he's met by Ted Johnson. Well, Ted Johnson, a teammate of Cordell Stewart at Colorado, the leading tackler for the New England Patriots, able to make the stop on Jerome Bettis.
Ted Johnson just stands right in the middle. He's going to slide. He's actually getting held right there, it looks like to me, by Brendan Stein, but just fills the hole. A good linebacker makes most of his hits on the offensive side of the ball.
Watch the body language. The forward lean body language is all in blue jerseys.
3rd and 4 for the Steelers from their 31-yard line. And Stewart going incomplete. The pass intended for Charles Johnson. 3 and out. And again, the busiest man on the Steeler roster, Josh Miller, will check in. This is his 5th punt. They did have one fake, which was a successful maneuver. McAbee able to run it for the first down.
You know, other than the fake, everything's been tentative today, offensively and defensively for Pittsburgh.
Megan is back for the punt. And Megan with the return. Gets out to the 37-yard line. Corey Holiday involved in the stop. 43-yard punt, 7-yard return. 8:13 left in the first half.
American Express, how can I help you?
How can I help you?
Oh, sure. Of course we help small businesses.
Why don't we start with your cash flow? Okay, we can arrange a line of credit for you.
We can take care of that.
It'll give you more flexibility.
We actually have several cards to help you manage expenses better.
Maybe our credit card will work for you.
I'll set up a meeting for you with one of our CPAs.
Together we can sort this tax situation out. We can always make adjustments when your situation changes.
Call American Express at 1-800-SUCCESS to help your small business do more.
How do Breathe Right strips relieve nighttime nasal congestion?
My disciple, Venu, will demonstrate. Resins of sandalwood are released here and here, allowing one to achieve a transcendental state. We're in one right now.
No, it's not herbs or drugs. It's springy plastic strips that pull open your nasal passages. Pretty complicated, huh?
It also makes great herbal tea.
Breathe Right strips. Try it at night for your stuffy nose.
What Tough is, it's the available new Ford Triton 5.4-liter V8. What Tough does. What Tough is, it's the wide open spaces of the world's only standard third door. What Tough does. Tough is what Tough does. The new Ford F-150, Motor Trend Truck of the Year, built Ford Tough.
In 2 weeks, the NBA returns to NBC. First, the Magic battle the Heat. Then, the superheroes take the court as Houston's terrific trio, Sir Charles, the Dream, and the Glide, host Chicago's Superman, Batman, and Rodman. A star-studded NBA doubleheader in 2 weeks on NBC.
Kent Stevenson, the offensive line coach, talking to his all-pro Dawson. I mean, Marv, the biggest influence of fog is all inside the heads of the Steelers right now.
Ronnie Dawson hearing it on the sideline as we resume with another completion to Terry Glenn. Terry Glenn with his 3rd catch of the day. One went for 53 yards to set up that first New England touchdown.
Exactly. I mean, I stood on the sideline last week and was amazed at how physically beaten the Colts were. I mean, they were beaten up by this team. The swagger is in blue. They are hammering Bill Cowher's team right now.
How about this stat, too? On first down, they're averaging 23 yards on first down alone, New England.
Second down and 6 from the 42 in New England territory. And Martin getting the call this time. He is stopped at the line. Stopped by Jerry Olszewski. Oliver Gibson. Well, look at this, the efficiency of the Patriots. 2 plays and a touchdown. 4 plays and a touchdown. Then they had the ball for 8 plays, forced to punt. And then 1 play, that the Curtis Martin 78-yard run for the score.
Sam, how much of that is just good early game planning by the New England coaching staff?
Well, it's all good game planning when it works. That's the answer to that one.
That extra week never hurts.
And you see the movement and the flags and a big hole for Dave Meggett. Has the first down if it holds up Myron Bell on the tackle. It's a 14-yard advance.
On the defense. Penalty is declined. That's the first down.
Well, it's Chad Brown jumping, and it will be a 14-yard pickup from Meggett.
You know, as we watched that last play, Bill Parcells told us that they guessed a couple of weeks ago who they might be playing because they'd already played Jacksonville, they'd already played Buffalo, and their other option, of course, would be the Steelers. So they've been really working on the Steelers for 2 weeks. That's a lot of game planning.
But you never know. Had they come out here flat, people would say, hey, the long layoff hurt them. So you can rationalize after the fact. Well, the screen pass dropped by Troy Brown. He was wide open. It sets it back to a 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line. Troy Brown, the man who made that sensational reception on his back 2 weeks ago against the Giants, and right here wide open, could not hold on.
Hey, you mentioned, Marv, normally 2 or 3 screens for a game plan. Today, 5 or 6, and that had to be one of the new ones, and Drew knew he had it all the way.
2nd down and 10. Patriots at the Steeler 46-yard line. They lead 21-0. Patriots over the Steelers. Bledsoe is taken down. Chad Brown, who had 13 sacks during the regular season, comes up with the Steelers' first of the day.
Chad Brown had 3 sacks last week. A little game going at the top of the screen. He's going to come back inside. Beats Bruce Armstrong to the inside, just keeps right on coming. Actually, they're trying to zone it off right there, and he finds a crease in the offensive line.
And that little pause you saw on the ground, I don't think that was contemplation. This guy was out all week long with the flu. Physically, not a very big dominating guy. He lost 5 pounds this week.
Finally got back to practice on Friday. 3rd down and 18 for the 46. Bledsoe in trouble again, and he's tripped up and then flips it away. Penalty marker is down.
It'll be intentional grounding. He's within the pocket area.
Well, the blitz from the defensive back, Chris Oldham.
Intentional grounding. Number 11 on the offense. Also, loss of down.
Coming in hard. Got both guys coming up the middle. And Chris Oldham got there before anybody did.
And what frustrated the Colts was the timing of those blitzes so far. And even that one was a little bit off. The timing and coordination of the stunts and blitzes have not been there. They've resulted in offsides.
Only the 2nd punt of the game for Tom Tupa. Jaheen Arnold is back. He's replaced Andre Hastings as the punt returner, and things have improved in that department. Here's Arnold. Tripped up. Patriots getting downfield in a hurry. Only a 4-yard return on a 46-yard punt. The backup tight end, Mike Bartram, made the stop.
When a terrorist threat strikes fear into the heart of America, only one man has what it takes to strike back. Jackie Chan fights for America for the first time in his biggest action movie ever. Jackie Chan's First Strike, rated PG-13, starts Friday.
Only from Domino's, new Garlic Crunch Crust Pizza, roasted garlic, baked right into our classic hand-tossed dough. then sprinkled with Parmesan crunchies all around the edge. It's a delicate blend of herbs and garlic in every steaming bite. Wow. Call now and ask for our new Garlic Crunch Crust or any large one-topping pizza, just $9.99, and get any second one-topping pizza, $4.99.
For hot and wild, call Domino's.
Bullwinkle, we passed by here an hour ago.
Where's here? I thought we were there.
Bullwinkle.
Oh,
Okay, that's enough TV for today.
Dad!
Let's go for a ride.
Yeah, come on, we're out of here. Dad, where are we going?
This better be good.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, honey. See that? See?
That's cool.
When we gotta be there?
Stop, wait!
Dad, can we take him home?
Ford Explorer, because the world's too big to be left unexplored.
We're there.
You've all heard about the Foxworthy family feud. Well, this Monday is the final showdown. Yeah! With special guest Tim McGraw.
You think I am an idiot?
Well, you did vote for Perot twice.
Then who will be the next Teacher of the Year? Hey, Mr. Rhodes looks good.
Steven Seagal called. Said he wants the hair back.
2 all-new episodes, NBC Monday.
While we were away, Bill Cowher trying to fire up the defensive unit. A moment ago, their best series against the Patriots, finally holding the Patriots without a score. Cordell Stewart took a big hit as he fires downfield and almost intercepted. Intended for Charles Johnson, covered by Willie Clay and Otis Smith, and Johnson shaken up. Charles Johnson, 60 catches during the regular season, a deep threat guy out of Colorado.
Otis Smith is right there with him. Willie Clay, the safety, coming inside out. He's the guy that lays the lick on Charles Johnson. Johnson is his speed guy down the field. And look at the pressure on Cordell Stewart.
That's Ferret Collins gets in there, and just, you know, there's times to jump and times when it's not very good to jump. When you're in the air, defensive linemen love to just land on top of a quarterback.
This is Charles Johnson, one of the many Colorado players in this ball game on both sides of the ball, but just runs a fly pattern or go pattern straight up the field, stride for stride. Otis Smith watches the receiver. He never really sees the ball come in, but Willie Clay almost got that one.
And it's Willie Clay's lower body came in there and slammed into the upper body of Johnson's.
Charles Johnson, a player who has made it back from a knee injury and has emerged this season as a big play receiver. 5:41 remaining in the first half here in Foxborough. The Patriots with a 21-0 lead on the Steelers. The winner here will face the Jacksonville Jaguars for the AFC title. That'll be next Sunday. You can join NBC Sports as the conference champion is crowned in the AFC Championship game. Coverage beginning at 3:30 Eastern. Greg Gumbel, Chris Collinsworth, Mike Ditka, Joe Gibbs, and Ahmad Rashad will preview the big game, get you caught up on all the NFL's latest news. The AFC Championship game next Sunday right here on NBC. How about the Jaguars stunning the Broncos yesterday?
One of the greatest things I've seen in a while, though, Marv, was that full stadium in Jacksonville watching it on the big screen.
Second down and 10. Cordell Stewart is stopped by Ted Johnson, his one-time teammate at Colorado. Blaine Sabb also involved.
Remember what I'm sorry, Sam. Remember what I said before? Right now, the Steelers are being out-Steelered.
Well, that's what you see right there. Call. And this is the blitz. The Steelers like to blitz. They're not doing it today. The Patriots are. And the fog, I just want to mention to you, is coming in as it did just before game time. It's getting really tough to see out there.
Well, those defenders are close enough to the linemen to know where they are and who they're supposed to block, though.
It was a 3rd and 15 from the 23-yard line. That was the 3rd sack by the Patriots. And Stewart comes up short. Intended for Hastings. Bruschi on the coverage.
You know what the Steelers are forced into now? They've got probably their second choice as a pure passer in the ball game when they need to be throwing it. Still a lot of time. Obviously, we're still in the first quarter. But they've got the scrambler that makes something happen when things break down in the ball game, and probably going to see him a lot more.
And this the 6th punt of the day for Josh Miller. Incidentally, Charles Johnson had the wind knocked out of him and was back on the field for that last pass. Meggett is back behind his 30. And here's Meggett. Able to break a tackle, works his way across the 40, met by Lethon Flowers. 48-yard punt and a 12-yard return. We are back in Foxborough, and Bledsoe's pass incomplete, intended for Ben Coates. And yes, the fog even more severe as this second quarter progresses, but New England has a 21-0 lead. You know, you look back at the Patriots during the course of the regular season. We mentioned that the biggest deficit Pittsburgh was able to come back from was 11. They came back after trailing 14-3 to beat Miami. The Patriots were down, rather had a 22-0 lead late in the second quarter against the Jaguars back in late September, and then needed overtime to pull it out. The draw play set up for Byers, and he took it to the outside, just short of the first down. Von Kirkland and Carnell Lake able to make the stop on Byers.
You know, discipline is a very key thing on defense, Sam, and you talk about that all the time on the field, and you got to do what your job tells you. And if you're supposed to be in a certain gap and do certain things, you got to be there. Bill Johnson, the defensive end, playing for Brenson Buckner, got upfield so quick, he took himself right out of that play. That's why Byers was able to get underneath him for that run.
Sometimes when you get up the field too fast, you create a crease right behind you.
It is a third down and 3. Is Curtis Martin getting to the outside and has the first down. Darren Perry able to make the trip. Well, Sam, I know you're talking about the fog, but perhaps the fog has set it up in the first. Did you say we're in the first quarter a moment ago?
I hope not. I meant to say first half if I did, but we're not in the first quarter, if that's your question. It's the first half.
It is, yes, with 3:47 remaining in this first half.
I'm new at this, Marv.
It is a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And off the pitch, it is Martin. And Curtis Martin breaking tackles. Olszewski and Lake combined.
I tell you, Mike Tomczak's going to be on the sideline warming up for a while, like you saw in that shot, the way the defense isn't stopping Curtis Martin in this offense.
Gain of 6 yards. Second down, 4.
Ben Coates and John Burke now line up as the double tight ends. Second down and 4. Terry Glenn in motion. And Martin gets the call. Chad Brown on the stop.
Stopped by number 94, Chad Brown.
Now, overall, the defense, I don't want to harp on this part of it here, but they not lethargic, but they don't have that same energy level that you have seen all year long from the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They don't look aggressive. You can see players on the backside that aren't chasing like they did. Sometimes you just get to a point in the season when you've got a fatigued football team, and they look that way today.
Well, really, it's that coordination and timing. When it's done right, they look like a pack of wild dogs last week. And now they just sort of look like dogs this far in the first half.
A third down and 6. And Bledsoe comes up short, incomplete on the deflection.
Sam, you're a pilot. At what point, passing game-wise, in these type of conditions, do you sort of start throwing on instruments? I mean, does that actually become a factor with this kind of fog?
They're there. Anything deep down the field, you're on instruments right now. The fog is a factor on this play right here, I'll tell you, on the punting game. Anytime that ball gets high in the air, it disappears from us. I assume it's a little easier to see on the field, but not really, not a clear look.
Tom Tupa punting to Jaheen Arnold. And this one is angled out of bounds. They'll spot it inside the 5-yard line. A 39-yard punt. Larry Wickham able to make the play. We'll be right back.
You've got this huge customer. They're so huge, sometimes they don't even know when they've received a shipment. Whose problem is this? Yours. That's why you ship UPS, because only UPS captures signatures electronically. Then you can use UPS online tracking software to see your customer's actual signature. So when they say, "We never got it," you can say not only did you get it, but you don't dot your I's. UPS Online. Are you connected yet?
Did we rent with Hertz #1 Club Gold?
Did we rent with Hertz #1 Club Gold?
Did we rent with Hertz? Not exactly. Can't we skip the rental counter like it Hertz?
Can't we skip the rental counter?
No, not exactly. No. Isn't our car under a canopy like it Hertz?
Isn't our car under a canopy?
Isn't our car? Not exactly. In rent-a-car, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. We can't repeat that too often. If you were the client, would you hire us?
Would you hire us?
If you were the client, would you?
Exactly.
You know how 1 dog ear equals 7 human ones? Well, computers are like that compared to other machines. A 7-year-old airplane is younger than a 1-year-old server. It makes buying decisions tough. It turns systems into orphans way too soon. Computer people ought to be sensitive to that. No matter how great the new stuff is, it should work with, even optimize their old stuff. Digital does it. Everybody should.
Digital. Whatever it takes.
Well, coming up, Rick Gumbel, Mike Ditka, Joe Gibbs, Chris Collinsworth on the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report, plus Jim Harbaugh live from Orlando, Florida. He'll be chatting to the guys. That is coming up at halftime. A 21-0 lead for the New England Patriots over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Drew Bledsoe with a red-hot first half. Curtis Martin, 109 yards on the ground. That is already a single game New England franchise record for a playoff. Jerome Bettis getting the call. And due to the fog conditions here in Foxborough, the camera's not able to shoot the clock, so we're putting it in electronically from our New York studios. And, of course, we'll keep you up to date as McAfee is able to run it across the 10-yard line. We're down to 1:23 and counting here in this first half.
Pittsburgh went with a no huddle, a quick substitution, got their extra receivers in there, and then ran the draw.
I'll tell you, last week the Steelers offense had 407 yards against the Colts. So far today, 72 yards.
And a timeout has been called. Curtis Martin, as we mentioned, already in the first half has established a New England Patriot playoff franchise record, 110 yards. Record that was set by Craig James. 1985 AFC Championship game. Craig James, the last Patriot running back to run for over 100 yards in a playoff. Went for 105 on 22 carries to help propel the Patriots into their first Super Bowl. Craig James now in the television booth these days. It's a 3rd down and 4. And Cordell Stewart's pass comes up short. Intended for Jaheen Arnold. Covered by Otis Smith. So down to 1:20 to go in this first half.
And now Pittsburgh's going to have to punt to the Pats. Good field position, and they'll have 3 timeouts remaining in this first half.
Now, as Stewart steps into it, watch the pass be deflected. See, it just gets tipped there by Willie McGinnis as he's trying to put the ball over the top of him.
And this is the 7th punt of the game for Josh Miller. Patriots do have 2 timeouts remaining. And Megan able to hold on to the football. It's getting tougher and tougher to handle the punts with the heavy fog. 43-yard punt.
I really want to listen to halftime and hear what Jim Harbaugh has to say, because the beating he took from this Steeler team last week, he's got to be sitting, down in Florida just saying, hey, now wait a minute, where were these guys last week when I needed them? I mean, with his new teeth, I should add.
Well, Pittsburgh with a 42-14 victory last week to advance to the divisional playoff. Mike Ditka might have some interesting comments. He coached in the Fog Bowl. It's not quite to that extent as we reflect back on the divisional playoff game in Chicago, December of '88. Here's Bledsoe. And it is incomplete. Intended for Terry Glenn, covered by LaVon Kirkland. That Fog Bowl game won by Mike Ditka's Bears 20-12 over Philadelphia. Mike Tomczak, as we mentioned earlier, played in that game.
Number 88 on the offense,
and a
moving
flag
forward prior to the snap. That penalty has declined. Second down.
Illegal motion on the Patriots declined. We're down to 1:07 remaining in this first half. It is a 2nd down and 10 for New England.
And we talked about earlier yesterday, actually, in the pregame of that game, and talked today about Bledsoe as being a transition game, a defining moment, and a real test. He's past point A, test A.
And Bledsoe's pass picked off by Willie Williams, intended for Dave Megan. So Willie Williams on the interception of that screen pass.
Well, I tell you, he passed the first test, but this is the second test, and he didn't want to fail right at the end of the first half to give that ball back to Pittsburgh. Ball was just thrown out, and his anticipation on the throw that time by Willie Williams.
Now watch where Meggett puts his hand up and doesn't really go for that ball.
I don't know if they can see the ball well. I'm not even sure they can find the quarterback back there when they look back in the backfield.
Well, Willie Williams saw it, had only one interception during the regular season, 7 last year. Mike Tomczak back at quarterback. And Tomczak's pass is caught, a diving reception by Hastings, covered by Malloy.
This is just what Pittsburgh wanted, a chance to get back in the ballgame and do something right before the end of the half.
We're down to 47 seconds remaining. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line, and it's intercepted by Ty Law. Tomczak picked off, or did he drop it? Now it's ruled incomplete. Law thought he had it, but could not hold on.
And we saw how hard it was to pick up that ball that was floated out. Tomczak is drilling these balls, trying to fit it in. Another case of a defensive back getting a great break in anticipation and a little miscommunication with Johnson, the receiver.
And a 2nd and 10 for the Steelers at the Patriot 30-yard line. Down to 39 seconds to go in the half. Tomczak out of the shotgun, stepping up and throwing incomplete.
The Patriots choosing to rush only 3 people and drop 8 back into coverage, almost at a prevent. They're down around field goal range now. They're certainly within a chance to take a shot at it. So they're going to concede the 3, not to give them 7.
It is a 3rd and 10 at the New England 30-yard line. 33 seconds to go in this first half. Now the fog is worse at this point than at any other point during this first half. This is the way it looked about 2 hours prior to game time. 3rd down play. And Tomczak's pass caught by Hastings, and he's run out of bounds by Corwin Brown.
Didn't quite get enough of the first down now, though, and they need some points before they go in this half. I don't think they're going to be gambling right now on 4th down.
We talked about how successful the screenplay was for the Patriots earlier. This is nice execution, and what this really does is this puts you in a position where you can either go for it or kick it, and they're going to go for it.
Yep. 4th down and 4 at the New England 24 with 26 seconds left in the half. The swing pass, McAvee, is stopped.
He you see there, Marv, they had a chance to put something on the board. Just walk away from this first half getting some points right there. If they'd been fourth and a foot or a yard, but that's a coaching decision, and he had to make the call as to whether to try to, spark the team enough to get the 7 points. But that was a little swing pass, nothing down the field to get the big play.
Well, watch the attack. Remember the attack all coming out of one side of the ball club? Well, the attack on that case was from the linebacker, Teddy Bruschi, the rookie out of Arizona, attacking McAfee.
And Tomczak now 6 of 13, 44 yards. That has been it. Patriots take over on downs with 21 seconds to go, and that will do it. They run out the clock, and hear it from this capacity crowd. At the half in Foxborough, Patriots with a 21-0 lead on the Steelers. The winner advances to next Sunday's AFC Championship game to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now stay tuned for Greg Gumbel and the Domino's Pizza halftime report after these messages from your local station. This is the NFL on NBC.
It's NBC's Big Premiere Wednesday. With the premiere of Chicago Suns, it's impressive. Just ask TV Guide Close-Up. But first, the all-new Wings talk show expose. Oh, then the big premiere.
You went out to see Lisa?
Oh, Harry did.
Well, why are you hitting me? You're closer.
Then the News Radio Crazy Contest.
Cutest reporter in New York.
You be the judge. And get this, a nurse turns a man behaving badly into a blushing flower.
Where are your hands?
All new NBC Wednesday.
Look down the street. Any street. The street in your neighborhood. You'll begin to notice something. Curtis Lumber. While the other guys are shouting about their bargains, we keep doing what we've done for over 100 years. Help you build your dreams. So the next time you look down the street, we'll probably be there. Curtis Lumber, helping to build your community.
Computer concepts by design.
If your business systems won't work together, we can make them fit. If they don't understand it, we can teach them. If it won't work at all, we'll fix it. No matter what your computer needs are, you just want it all to work for you. And that's what we do. Guaranteed.
Computer concepts by design.
Business solutions that work.
Big Board Sports tonight after News Channel 13 live at 11.
We're into the playoffs, and this is where every player knows his team is counting on him. And in your community, the United Way campaign is counting on you. Join NFL fans and United Way volunteers. Be part of the team where you're always a winner. Through the United Way, we're building better communities for all of us. NFL and the United Way, reaching those who need help, touching us all.
His dad taught him to swing before he was 2.
I have a lot to learn.
3 NCAA championships, 1 U.S. amateur.
I think that I can get better.
And 9 PGA Tour victories later.
No matter how many times a player has won, it's still never enough.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. For hot and wow, call Domino's. Now.
Hi once again, everyone, and welcome to our studios in New York. Greg Gumbel along with Chris Collinsworth, Mike Ditka, and Joe Gibbs. The Patriots lead the Steelers by a score of 21-0. The winner of this game advances to the AFC Championship game next Sunday against Jacksonville. One guy who's pretty familiar with both Pittsburgh and New England is Indianapolis Colts quarterback Jim Harbaugh. He played against Pittsburgh last week and twice during the regular season against the Patriots. And Jim joins us now from his home in Orlando. Jim, thanks for joining us. What is the difference in this Pittsburgh team today and the one that whipped you guys a week ago?
Well, New England's doing a great job, especially up front. They're giving Bledsoe time to throw the ball. Curtis Martin's making people miss in the secondary, got the 78-yard run. I think there's 2 things right now that are helping the Patriots. One, it's a little slower field here in New England than last week when we played in Pittsburgh on that fast track and the artificial turf. Plus, Drew Bledsoe is doing a great job with his snap count.
Jim, this is Chris Collinsworth. The Steelers came out and they blitzed so little early in the ball game. Do you have a theory on why it looked like a different game plan than a week ago?
Well, with that first series, definitely Pittsburgh didn't quite come with the blitzes that they showed against us. But after that first and second series, they've been coming with the safety blitzes, the corner blitz, bringing the weak side linebackers. But Martin made them pay for it on that 78-yard run. They brought 2 linebackers. He got up into the secondary and made the free safety miss and went the distance.
Hey, Jim, Mike Ditka. Let me ask you a little bit. You played against the Patriots twice this year, and it seems to me the improvement in their defense has been significant over the second part of the season.
It really has, and it's from last year to this year, and plus they just totally stepped it up in the second half of the season. Playing against New England, first time I played them, they broke my nose. The second time I had to leave with a knee injury, so they're very good, and they've improved their pass coverage a lot too.
Hey, Jim, this is Joe Gibbs. You want me to choke Ditka once for you? You want me to choke him once for you?
Nah, I love Coach Ditka.
Jim, sometimes the best evaluators of talent are guys that play the same position. Tell us what you see here in Drew Bledsoe.
He's definitely one of the top-notch quarterbacks, one of my favorites to watch. He's so big and tall and strong in the pocket. He's got a great release. You saw the arm strength when he hit Glenn on the first play there, and he's tall enough to see over people. Meggett didn't help him on that one blitz. I thought he pulled up a little bit there, but he's one of the premier guys in the league. Doing a great job with the snap count, too.
Jim, obviously Pittsburgh's going to have to come out and throw the ball here in the second half. You've had a chance to see this New England secondary. Where do you attack?
Well, I think right now the Pittsburgh's probably better going with Mike Tomczak. Mike's not afraid to put the ball into tight situations. He'll get rid of it. He'll throw it, and he's got the capability of making big plays. They're going to have to make plays. They got to throw the ball downfield. I think Tomczak's better suited to do that.
Jim, a year ago we were talking about those amazing Indianapolis Colts knocking people off on their way to the AFC Championship game and coming close to going to the Super Bowl within a whisker, a drop pass in the end zone. I would think that you'd have to make the same analogy with the Jacksonville Jaguars this season. Do they surprise you at all?
Well, I think they surprised everybody but themselves and their fans yesterday. You can measure a lot of things in football in terms of statistics, wins and losses, but there's one thing you can't measure, and that's heart. And Jacksonville has a lot of that. And, watching these two teams here today, when they were watching the Jacksonville-Denver game yesterday, I'm sure they were rooting for Jacksonville to win that game so they'd have the home field advantage. But like that old saying, you got to be careful what you wish for because it just might come true. And Jacksonville will be coming to town next week for the championship game.
Jimmy, I agree with you putting Mike in there and leaving him in there, but you know Mike as well as I do, and I think we're both pulling him. You think he can bring him back in this game?
I don't know, but I just think that I've seen Tomczak play, and Mike's got the capability to do it. He's not afraid to throw into tight situations. Sometimes that's caused interceptions for him in the past, but at the same time, he's fearless in throwing the ball downfield. Whether he can bring him back, we'll see.
Jimmy, what is that picture behind you? And did you put that up just for our benefit?
We certainly did.
No, I've gotten used to Mike Ditka looking over my shoulder. Kind of gotten used to it.
Hey, tell me something real quick. Do you have Jim Jr. there?
He's downstairs right now.
He looks like a first-round draft choice. How's he doing?
He's doing great. 2015, they have him rated as the third best quarterback in the Midwest.
All right, Jim, thanks very much.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Our thanks to Jim Harbaugh. We will see him again during our post-game show. We'll take a time out here, and when we come back, we'll talk with our coaches about second-half adjustments. The Patriots lead the Steelers 21-0. First, these words from your local station.
Tuesday's all-new must-see TV. On Mad About You, they say everyone has a double. Jamie's about to be replaced by hers.
So.
Then how did Jack get here? And why do they call him
Cottage Cheese Bar?
And on an all-new Frasier, a new girlfriend for Dad.
I'm kind of a sleepwalker, so if you find me in here naked, just give me a good hard shake.
Plus, Caroline's ready to move in with Joe. Joey! Looks like somebody beat her to it. All-new NBC Tuesday.
To end Chrysler's best year ever, our best year-end sale ever. Right now, you can lease Chrysler Cirrus for $0 down, $269 a month, and only $544 due at signing. Chrysler LHS is just $359 a month. Or get $1,500 cash back on the Chrysler Concorde LXI. Our best year-end sale ever. For a limited time only at your Chrysler dealer. What's new in your world?
More news, more often. News Channel 13, live at 5:30.
You ever heard of a football player named Kendra Wecker?
She played quarterback, she played running back, wide receiver, she played everything. She was also the hiker.
She's the best I've ever seen.
When she gets that ball, she runs with it.
You got two choices. Play with her, play against her. Be quick,
Someone once told her she plays like a girl.
So I said, thanks.
Never seen anything like it.
It's anybody's game.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. For hot and wow, call Domino's. Now.
Welcome back, everyone. Prior to the game today in Foxborough, the national finals of the punt, pass, and kick competition were held for kids age 8 to 15, and we'll get to that in just a few moments. But first, let's talk about the first half of the game today. And Joe, 21-0 score. You have to wonder, is it the Pittsburgh defense that's the problem, or is it just an outstanding New England offense?
I think it's some of both. I think New England's been very well prepared, but let me say this. This is not your normal Pittsburgh performance on defense. Now, the defense is the heart and soul of this team, and what happens to you, all of a sudden the defense is out there, they've given up 133 yards rushing, they've been all sides 3 times, they can't get any pressure on Bledsoe, and they've given up big plays all over the field. I'm telling you, I think when you look at your team and say that's the heart and soul, and all of a sudden they're having a tough time playing a poor first half, the rest of the team they lose their confidence.
Yeah. Chris?
Well, really, I think the story of this game has been the ability of New England's defense to blitz. And the reason that's happened is because in the past few weeks, they've gotten Ty Law and Otis Smith in there at the cornerback position. They were very uncomfortable playing any man coverage and bringing the pressure. But since those two guys have gotten in there and they've been healthy, they've actually been able to bring up 8 men against the run. And this was a team really struggled against the run early in the season, but now they are doing a great job against that run.
Well, there's one thing you can't get away from, Mike. This New England team looks extremely well prepared for the Steelers.
Well, I think, sometimes a bye week can help you, sometimes it can hurt you. It helped them because they prepared for 2 weeks now for Pittsburgh. And I think the other thing that helped them was watching that game against Indianapolis last week. They figured they knew Buffalo well enough. They played them twice. They knew Jacksonville. But they wanted to get all they could get on Pittsburgh, and they got them down pat. I tell you, they've analyzed this defense pretty good and the offense, and they're playing it real well.
One thing you can't get away from, the thing that we were talking about prior to the start of the game, what if Pittsburgh doesn't have a healthy Jerome Bettis to carry the load?
And I think it's been a major impact. There's no question about it. But I was in New England this week, and almost to a man up there, they were extremely confident. They weren't talking about winning this game. They were talking about winning it big. They knew something about this Steelers defense.
Okay. Ask me what I was talking about prior to the game.
What were you talking about prior to the game?
Let me tell you, prior to the game today in Foxborough, the national finals of that punt, pass, and kick competition for kids age 8 to 15 a few moments ago, the winners held an exhibition down on the field, and this is the first year girls and boys competed in separate divisions. The participants split into 4 age brackets. Prior to the competition, Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Jeff Blake hosted a skills clinic for the 32 finalists. Amit Ratan from Beaver Creek, Ohio, successfully defended its title in the boys' 12 to 13-year-old division. Kendra Wecker made the national finals 2 years ago, competing against boys, won the championship among girls aged 14 to 15. She's from Maryville, Kansas. And the brother-sister act, Sean and Tanya Callahan, were crowned national champs in their respective divisions. They are the pride and joy of Holden, Missouri, population 2,400 strong. A record number of kids, some 500,000, took part in this year's punt, pass, and kick competition. That program is an element of the NFL's Play Football initiative, which provides children with exciting ways to play, watch, and enjoy the game of football. And our congratulations to today's winners and to all of the participants. We are at halftime in New England, where the Patriots lead the Steelers by a score of 21-0. We take you back to Foxborough for the second half, and we'll see you on the postgame show.
And we welcome you back to a fog hit of Foxborough. The Patriots over the Steelers 21-0. If you can see us through the fog, I'm Marv Albert, Randy Cross, Sam Weish. What a surprise, though, the way the Patriots got off at the start.
It really is. And I think Joe Gibbs was absolutely right at halftime. He was kind of like a boxer. You're known for that left jab. Suddenly your left hand's broken. This is a team known for its defense, and right now its defense is broken for Pittsburgh.
Well, big games are not about emotion. They're about execution. But you've got to have some emotion in order to execute well. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, really, they're emotionless, and they're not executing.
Let's check out the halftime statistics. Look at the Coors Light halftime stats. And as you might expect, it is all New England. 10 first downs. So look at the rushing, 129 to 67. Passing yards, 119 to 24. And total yards in command. Meggett and Brown are back deep as Norm Johnson of the Steelers will kick it off. Curtis Martin, a 2-yard touchdown run. Bledsoe to Byers on a 34-yard touchdown pass. And Martin went 78 yards for the other score. This is Troy Brown with the return. Able to weave his way up near the 35-yard line. A 24-yard return by Brown. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you, Marv. I spoke to Bill Cowher, the head coach of the Steelers. He said it is not a lack of effort, it's a lack of execution. We must execute much better in the second half. I said, what did you say to your team? He said, guys, it's very simple. They got 21 in the first half. We need 21 or more, or we're going home. Marv?
All right, Jim. Drew Bledsoe, 8 of 15, 127 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But he began hitting on his first 7 passes. Opens up the second half with the pass to Curtis Martin, but he's stopped by Jerry Olszewski. Let's check in with Beasley Reese.
Thanks a lot, Marv. I spoke to Bill Parcells. He said, remember, guys, he told his team, these guys are champions. They will make a run in the second half. I also asked him if he was surprised at the lack of pressure from Pittsburgh. He said that they were in shock early, but he expects more blitzing now. Marv, back to you.
All right, thank you, Beasley. Second down and 7. New England from their 35-yard line. On the draw, it is Martin. And he's stopped by Kevin Henry. Picked up a yard on the play. In the first half, Curtis Martin set a Patriot franchise record for most yards in a single playoff game. He did it in the first half. Of course, the Patriots have not been involved in that many playoff games during the course of their history. Jerome Bettis playing with that severe groin injury, 12 rushes, 38 yards. A 3rd and 8 from the 37-yard line. 88 Glenn in motion. And a flag is thrown. Bledsoe's pass is dropped by Glenn.
That was an audible that time. The tight end shifted down, and then Glenn came in motion. I don't think the tight end was set. That's the penalty. 2 men moving at the same time.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 men moving at the same time. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Very nicely captured.
There's an echo in here. Actually, that was designed. There was a hole in the middle of the defense. They read whatever they've been studying on film. He called the right play because there was a wide open Terry Glenn in the middle. He dropped it, however.
And Tom Tupa into punt from his 21-yard line. Jaheen Arnold, the rookie from Fresno State, back at his 21. It is angled once again. Here's Arnold at the 15, putting on a series of fakes, but nowhere to go. Ray Lucas on the coverage, a 50-yard punt and a beauty by Tupa.
Drink Bud Ice, but beware the penguins.
Like a...
Hey, when are you gonna buy a new truck and sell me this one? You know you deserve a new truck, man. Oh, come on, man. You know, I've been asking you for years. How much you want for it? You know, ballpark, what do you think? I mean, you gonna keep it forever? Come on. Great.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
I think I might know someone who can take it off your hands for you.
Really?
American Express, how can I help you?
Mr. Carter, I have you booked on the next flight to Taipei.
On that flight to New York.
If they were American Express traveler's checks, there'll be no problem.
That's no problem.
I'll have your medicine sent to your hotel right away.
Right now, you have just over 2,000 membership rewards points.
Maybe you'd like to speak to one of our financial advisors.
Financial advisors?
Talk to me about where you want to be when you retire.
I reserved 4 seats. Will there be anything else?
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by AT&T, your true choice. By Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. By DirecTV, satellite TV at its best. And by Dean Witter, there are many ways to measure success. We measure it one investor at a time.
It is a lovely, foggy day in New England. The Pittsburgh Steelers back to the offense. Mike Tomczak only 6 of 13.